Hey Bills Mafia, and welcome to another edition of The Shed. You're very welcome here. Hashtag Irish Bills Mafia to another episode of my weekly YouTube video. This week I'm going to do something a little different because since we have the bye week coming up, I'm going to talk about the game last weekend against Kansas, of course, the great win we had, and what stood out, and from both sides, not just from our side, from the Bill side, but also from the Chiefs, because it was another absolute nail biter. I'm also going to talk about who I think are doing are the surprise teams, I should say, from a good perspective and a bad perspective from the first 6 weeks. I'm also going to talk about where I think the Bills are going into the bye week and how they're situated. And now it's not a lot bad I can say, but I'll still talk about it a little bit. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about Mahomes and Brady. Or not Mahomes and Brady, excuse me. Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, not Mahomes. I'll be talking about Mahomes too and Josh Allen, but not putting Mahomes into the same category as Brady and Rodgers at the minute. And that's basically what the video will be about this week. I'm not going to go into other teams into too much depth, just a quick little bit about them, who I think are surprising me, but it's just something different than just talking about what games are coming up all the time and what might happen and what might not happen. So let's start with going back into last weekend's game against the Kansas City Chiefs. We all knew it was going to be a very tight game. There wasn't going to be a lot in it, and we weren't disappointed. Two absolute brilliant teams. In all fairness to Kansas, I know there's banter between fans. I can't say anything bad about them. They're a team I like. If you were to say, do you want what football team other than the Bills would you follow? It would be the Chiefs, because they have a quarterback who's like our quarterback. There's very little in between them. They are just two awesome guys that can play the game to their own strengths, can throw the ball, can run, can do things that we can only dream about, And last weekend, Josh Allen proved why I think he is number one and why the world or NFL thinks he's number one, because when it came down to the push, he knew how to push. That's not saying Mahomes can't push. Mahomes is class. And I'm not getting carried away. I enjoyed our win. It was brilliant, but I'm not getting carried away because it's next January when we play them again. That's the game we need to turn up for. It's not getting cocky or anything that I'm whitewashing all the rest of the games the rest of the season. That's not happening. I'm still taking it game by game, but call a spade a spade. When you look at it, they're the best two teams in the NFL by a mile. I know Philadelphia are 6-0, but not been smart who Philadelphia played. And don't say the Cowboys, because the Cowboys are no great shakes. So look at it's an awful pity this can't be the Super Bowl, but it's a game we can look forward to. Who did I think played well for the Bills? You look at on an offensive side, the offensive line did massive. It kept Josh Allen secure. I think only once they got to him, and that was something, like going to Kansas, playing a team like that, and you can have that protection, and in all fairness, they gave him that protection. Then the three guys that got the touchdowns were absolutely brilliant. Stephon Diggs, super. When they needed to hit him, he could be hit. You had Gabe Davis. He got us out when we were 3rd and 13 in the goal line. He got us out, and then he got the touchdown. And beautiful to see that Dawson Knox got the winning touchdown. It was, with all he's been through, it's just been brilliant that he could be the guy to get the winning touchdown in, so far, the biggest game of the year. And in a defensive side, I thought Kyer Elam was absolutely brilliant. Also Von Miller, Ed Oliver, Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer drove 15 hours to the game and 15 hours home to be at it because he couldn't fly because of his injury. What more can you say about the guy? That's a guy that wants to play football. And Von Miller did his job. There was questions about him during the week. I was listening to him podcasts and stuff and all this. This is what he was brought here for. Yeah, this is what he was brought here for. And he did what he was brought here. And he has a steal in him. It's not just he turns up for one game and misses 3 or 4 more games. He's there every game and he's doing it, and he's done it in the biggest game so far, and let him continue doing it. Fair play, Vaughan. Then, on the other side, Mahomes, and Allen. What can you say about these guys? Now, I know Mahomes isn't a Buffalo Bills player, but I can't leave him out of the talk, because between the two of them, it was just awesome to see. They were picking passes, they were making runs, they were doing things that you play on a computer game. But in the end, I have to say, when it came down to it, Josh did the business, and he did the business like the run. Firstly, he put a man on his backside, wobbling, and then the jump. And how cool he was after it, and then to make the final pass to Dawson Knox, like that was pinpoint, that was laser, and he knew where it was going. You could watch him pointing to where to go, and he knew where it was going. And that's the guy that I want leading my football team. That's the guy I would go and shout for. That's the guy I would do anything for if I was playing, because he leads by example. He doesn't say, "You do this. This is what I'll do this." He goes, "Now follow me," and that's what you want, and that's who I'd follow, and that's who they are following. And Sean McDermott has done a great job at, trusting Josh Allen to do his job, and he is doing it, and boy is he doing it, and long may it continue. And big up Josh, fair play. So now I'll move on to my next part of the video, and that is the teams I think are surprising this season so far, in a good way and in a bad way. So I'm going to start with the goods. So the first one is our own team in our own division, which is the New York Jets. I think they're doing awesome. At the start of the year, I had them third, maybe fourth with the Patriots, but they're second at the minute. Zach Wilson is in there; he's leading them. They just look brilliant at the minute. They went up to Green Bay last weekend and they blew them out of the water. And not many teams do that, especially when Aaron Rodgers was playing. We'll get back to him again in a few minutes. The next one, of course, is the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has them flying. They bet Dallas last weekend and bet them pretty easily. But they have played a few teams, but they've played no team of any calibre yet. Like, you look at the Bills, we have played Super Bowl champions, the AFC number 1 from last year, and we've played probably the second best team in the NFL, apart from ourselves, which is the Kansas City Chiefs, and we've bet all 3 of them. When Jalen Hurts does that with Philadelphia against them 3 teams, then we can say we're a bit nervous about them. But so far, they're doing a good job. The New York Giants, can't say anything. Like, again, in my eyes at the start of the year, they were wrote off. And in fairness, Daniel Jones and the boys, they had a great win against Baltimore last weekend, and they look a serious contender. Saquon Barkley is back at his number 1 game, the way he can run and the way he can cut through defenses, and he's going to be a guy to watch as we go along the season. And so far, they're doing awesome. Then the next team is the Minnesota Vikings, and that Kirk Cousins, he has them flying at 5-1 as well, same as ourselves, top of their division, has the head-to-head against Green Bay. So fair play to them. They're doing a good job and they're playing good football. And the last team that I think is a surprise, they're not top of their division, but they're doing very well, is the Atlanta Falcons. Marcus Mariota, everyone, most people didn't think he'd be doing as well as he is. Now, he's not the top quarterback in the ratings. He's number 19, but still, for me, they're a surprise, and they're a good surprise. I wouldn't have them second in their division at this stage. I'd have them close to the bottom, if not bottom, from what's going off last year. So, fair play to them. Now we go to the teams that aren't doing so well, and we'll start with the Denver Broncos. Well, after all the money that was spent, they are probably A, the most boring team to watch, and B, their quarterback, I don't know what's gone into him, but for a guy that has a Super Bowl ring, and I thought would fire them Broncos to the next level, he has brought them back steps. back steps. And I don't know if it's all down to the coach or not, but he's brought them back steps. Next guy, our next team is the Raiders. Another team I thought would, when they got Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, well, I thought that it would be the eighth hit and would go a long, long way. As of this point of the season, rubbish. I'll say no more. The next team is the Green Bay Packers. And Aaron Rodgers would stop whinging and start playing, because he is puke, to be honest about it, and the Green Bay Packers are puke. They're trusting in him, and to be honest, after what happened last weekend, I don't pay his wages, but I'd be saying, if I was a coach, hey, you buddy, sideline, sit beside me, and trust someone else. He is just complaining about, he's got a young set of receivers. You have to build his trust with them. You have to get to know them, and you have to defend them because you're the senior guy, and he's not doing that. The next team is the Buccaneers and Tom Brady. Again, another guy playing puke. Himself and Russell Wilson, there's not a lot between them. Now, for some reason, they have him at number 6 in the rating of the quarterbacks. I don't know what they're watching, because they're absolutely so boring to watch. It's their defense that have kept them at 3-3, not their offense. And what Brady pulled last weekend. Now, I know you have different ways of doing things in America, but in Ireland here, if he pulled that stunt, boy, he'd be sitting there beside me on the sideline in the story. And the last team, well, I have one other team to talk about afterwards, but the last team that's surprisingly bad is the Rams. For Super Bowl champions, I thought they'd be doing a lot more. Now, I know the first game or two, you might say, well, we're on the high of last year and we haven't got over, but by game week 6, you would think that they've pulled their socks up. Matthew Stafford is getting hit an awful lot, and he's not playing his A game. They need more than, it can't be all down to Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp has brought back what he had last year, but he needs more help. And the last team I'm going to talk about that I think has been the biggest flop is the Carolina Panthers. Now, I know they changed head coach there, but my God, I had them tipped to top that division, and they're going to be bottom of that division. And now McSheffrey has apparently gone to the San Francisco 49ers. I don't know where they're going to get their scores from, but good luck to them. Baker Mayfield is injured, and now I believe in Baker, but I think he won't be there long. He's injured. He had a bad start to the season. I think the Browns game did more damage to him than good. If he had came out of that game with a win, I think it might be a different Baker. But when they came out with a loss, I know the last second field goal, I think it shook Baker. And they're the teams now, I think, that have done good and done bad so far this season, surprisingly. Now, there's one thing I want to talk about. It's just the best newcomer for me outside the Bills that has come into the league and wasn't expected to play and has done an awesome job. And I hope, even though I don't like them, but I hope that he's left there, because that's how you keep a guy going. You don't go and say, here, I'm taking out you because you're playing well, but I want to put in someone else. And that's Bailey Zappi for the Patriots. Now, I'm not a Patriot fan. I don't like them. I really don't like them. But in fairness, and call a spade, he has done an awesome job since he came in, considering he's only number 3 on the picking list. And, they demolished the Browns last weekend. And to be fair, Mac Jones is back this week, but I wouldn't be playing Mac Jones. But, I'm not their coach, so I'm not going to say I want them to lose as many games as possible. But to be fair to him, he has been awesome. So now I want to talk about Mahomes and Allen. Now, I know I've gone into it enough early in the video, and I know the video is running over, so I'm not going to speak too much longer. But I just think them two guys are 1 and 2 in the league, and I would pay every week to go and see that game and them two boys play, because they are just a level above everything else in what they can do and how they can run things. And there the last night, I didn't take my eyes off the television for a second, because I know our defense did awesome and I know our offense did awesome, but Mahomes, when he wanted to click, he clicked. Now I know we shut him down in the end, and that's why I think we're ahead of them, and I hope we continue it. But it was just awesome to watch the two of them, and it was up to the 13 seconds. It was another cliffhanger, and it showed like in the first game we had 13 seconds left in the second half, and they came down and scored a field goal, and at the end of the first half we had 12 seconds left, and they got down and got a field goal, and it shows you what he can do if he's let go. But they were just boys that you dream about playing, as in computer game stuff. Brilliant. The last thing I'm going to talk about this week is Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. A lot of stuff has gone on in the press, and I only bring it up because we have a bye week, and it's just interesting to talk about. And you look at their teams, and Brady's 45, and to be honest, he shouldn't be playing. I know that's mean of me, but you kind of young quarterbacks there building a team, and all he's doing, watching him, the way he treats the players, watching Rodgers the same way, the way he treats his players, the faces they put on, how miserable they are. If you're miserable, feck off, excuse my French, but go away. Don't be ruining it for everyone else. And the little tweets they put up and the comments they say, for them two guys, all they're doing is tainting their legacy. And I'm not a Brady fan. I did like Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not too keen on him now. I'd be happy if the two of them rolled into the sunset and let the Green Bay and Tampa use the new guys and build from there. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on them. So that's my video for this week. I'd like to thank you for watching. Just a little thing. My Twitter page is Trev76_Irish, and I'm doing a collaboration giveaway with the Mafia Misfits, and you'll find it on my Twitter page, the link to it, and you see it. I follow them. If you are on Twitter and you want to enter, you can win a t-shirt, keyring, mugs, and magnet. You follow the two pages, and you like and retweet and you enter the draw. It's nice to have someone in America to go to, and Jim over there and the crew has been very helpful to me and supportive of me in me developing this little page and website. And it's nice to have help from over there if I ever need anything. So we did a collaboration, and you have till October 26th to enter, and all you do is just follow the two pages on Twitter, like and retweet the one for the draw, and you're entered. And on October 26th they'll pull out someone out of the hat, or there's two giveaways there. So that's it. So thank you for watching my video. I know it's well over time and it's a long one, and I'm sorry. It'll be shorter next week. And until next week, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.